A very good morning. Welcome to this edition of News for the Hearing Impaired. I'm Rukma and with me is Sonia. Let's begin with the headlines. Situation remains normal in Jammu and Kashmir. Srinagar and other towns full of traffic and people busy with Eid shopping. Chief Secretary and DGP Jammu and Kashmir appeals to people not to believe fabricated and motivated news. All kinds of restrictions withdrawn from Jammu, Kathua, Samba, Udhampur and Riyasi. Over 250 rescue and relief teams deployed as the flood situation remains grim in Kerala, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Over 2 lakh evacuated in Karnataka. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visits flood-hit Belgavi. In Kerala, death toll due to rain-related incidents touches 42. Centre monitoring situation. Sonia Gandhi appointed as interim president of Congress. Decision taken after day-long deliberations at CWC meet. CWC accepts Rahul Gandhi's resignation. In international news, in Tanzania, at least 60 killed and over 70 injured after tanker overturns and bursts into flames in eastern town of Morogoro. In sports, second match of 3 ODI series to be played between India and West Indies at the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain, Trinidad. First ODI was abandoned due to rain after 13 overs. And now for our top story. In Jammu and Kashmir, the situation showed a significant improvement on the 6th day on Saturday, with Srinagar witnessing normal traffic as people thronged ATMs to collect cash for the upcoming festival. Autos and cars were seen plying on the roads and several of the shops remained open. The Kargil region also witnessed a heavy rush in markets and other business establishments as people enthusiastically shopped for Eid-ul-Adha. Banks, colleges and schools were also functioning normally. In Jammu division, prohibitory orders under Section 144 have been completely lifted in 5 districts and curfew was relaxed in Rajouri, Doda, Poonch, Ramban and Kishtwar districts. The relaxation period passed off peacefully and no untoward incident was reported from any district during the relaxation period. All schools and colleges reopened in 5 districts of Jammu region. Chief Secretary of Jammu and Kashmir, BVR Subramaniam, said that the situation in Kashmir is normal and people are coming out of their homes to shop with Eid around the corner. He said that there has been no report of any untoward incident from any part of the state. He made an appeal to the people not to believe in fabricated and motivated news. Jammu and Kashmir police have denied media reports of firing incidents in the Kashmir Valley, saying no firing incident has taken place in Kashmir over 6 days. He further said that the situation in the region is calm, people are cooperative and restrictions are being relaxed. Meanwhile, continuing his outreach program, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval visited Anantnag in South Kashmir on Saturday. Doval assured locals that the central government is working for their welfare. He also met shepherds and asserted that their future in Jammu and Kashmir is bright. Earlier, the NSA was seen meeting and interacting with civilians. Senior BJP leader Ram Madhav is hopeful that people of J&K want peace. He welcomed the steps taken by the government and hoped that Jammu and Kashmir will see rapid development as well as welfare of its people. He was talking to the media on the sidelines of a function in Bengaluru. The situation continues to remain grim in several states following incessant downpour throwing life out of gear. More than 250 rescue and relief teams are deployed in Kerala, Maharashtra and Karnataka to provide assistance to those stranded in flood-hit areas. Rescue teams, including that of NDRF, Army and Navy, are evacuating those stranded in flood-hit areas. Rescue teams are using boats to move people to safer places. Besides, relief material is being provided to those affected by floods. In Kerala, rescue and relief operations are on a war footing in rain-ravaged areas. At least 42 people have been killed in rain-related incidents so far. Over 1 lakh people are in various relief camps in the state. In the last 2 days, 80 landslides from 8 districts have been reported. NDRF, Army columns, SDRF, Navy and Coast Guard are taking part in rescue and rehabilitation efforts in different parts of the state. Railroad and air transport took a hit in the state, with several trains being cancelled and the Cochin International Airport shut till August 11th due to waterlogging. The government has issued red alert for 9 districts as rains are expected to continue till Monday. Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has conveyed to the Kerala governor that the centre would consider liberal support to Kerala in view of the flood situation. This follows the governor furnishing a report on the losses caused by floods and landslides, the status of rescue operations and present flood situation in the state to Union Home Minister. The governor also apprised the situation over phone to Union Home Minister and sought more support for relief operations in landslide affected areas of Malappuram and other districts. Karnataka too continues to reel under severe flood conditions. More than 16 of the 30 districts and 80 talukas are suffering due to heavy rain. Over 1,000 villages are facing a flood-like situation and thousands of people have been shifted to safer places. So far, 24 people have died in rain-related incidents. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman visited flood-hit Belgavi and Bagalkot on Saturday. She interacted with officials and sought information on rescue and relief measures initiated and losses incurred due to the calamity. She also interacted with displaced people taking shelter in the relief camps. Over 4 lakh people have been evacuated to safer places from flood-affected parts of Maharashtra in the last 5 days, including over 3.5 lakh from the worst-hit Kolhapur and Sangli districts, where water began to recede slowly on Saturday. While the overall situation, especially in Kolhapur and Sangli, improved slightly on Saturday, evacuation of people from flooded areas continued. Apart from the local administration, NDRF, SDRF, Army, Navy, IAF, Coast Guard teams are involved in rescue and relief work. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis reviewed the rescue and relief operations in Sangli on Saturday. In other news, Sonia Gandhi has been appointed as interim president of the Congress at a crucial meeting of the party's working committee in New Delhi, which took place yesterday. After day-long deliberations, Congress Working Committee unanimously named Sonia Gandhi as interim Congress president. The announcement was made on Saturday night after CWC accepted Rahul Gandhi's resignation during its second meeting of the day. A number of leaders, including state chiefs and MPs, backed Rahul Gandhi to continue on the post despite his refusal to reconsider his resignation. However, he did not budge from his stand of quitting as party chief. The CWC then decided to name Sonia Gandhi as the interim party chief. In another major success towards ensuring law and order in the Northeast, a memorandum of settlement was signed by the Union Home Ministry, the Tripura State Government and the National Liberation Front of Tripura. The agreement amongst three parties was signed after 5 years of negotiations. After the agreement, 88 members of the organization will surrender on the 13th of August. 24 members of the NLFT currently in jail will also surrender to the authorities. In international news, at least 60 people were killed and 70 were injured when a fuel tanker exploded on a busy road in Tanzania yesterday. Flames roared and black smoke billowed over the eastern Tanzanian town of Morogoro on Saturday after a tanker overturned and burst into flames. Government officials said 70 were injured in the blast in the town some 200 kilometers west of the commercial capital Dar es Salaam. According to eyewitnesses, there were more than 150 people on the scene when the truck exploded around 20 minutes after the accident. The government is helping to coordinate the recovery operation of the bodies. In sports, after a rain-affected first one-day international between India and the West Indies, the two teams will be hoping that the rain stays away from the second ODI scheduled to be played at Port of Spain in Trinidad today. For India, it will be about starting afresh after a heartbreaking loss in the semi-final of the 2019 World Cup. The batting looks solid at the top, with Shikhar Dhawan coming back to join Rohit Sharma, and skipper Virat Kohli will once again get to play freely at the number 3 position. For West Indies, after the loss in the T20 series, it will all be about playing for pride, as they are considered a better outfit in the limited overs format. Also, with Gale playing his last series for the Windies, should add to the motivation factor for the hosts. And that's all we have time for in this edition of News for the Hearing Impaired. Namaskar.